What's up guys, it's JP, and really quick, two things before the video starts. Number one, I want to apologize in advance. I didn't realize that the mic that I'm recording on literally has really loud sounds every time we would tap on the desk or put our elbows on it, or even when my nephew was running around in the background while we were recording. It actually came out a lot louder than I thought it would in the video, so I want to apologize in advance for that. Moving forward, I'll pay more attention to that. And number two, if you guys are young traders and you guys are interested in connecting with me or just kind of building an online community of young traders, I'm very open to connecting with anyone, so I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the video or just in general have more conversations about trading. I think one of the biggest things that has helped me this year in my growth as a trader has been connecting with other people, gaining new perspectives, and just learning from each other. I think that's the way to go. So if you're a young trader and you can relate to this kind of content, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll hit you guys up, or I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description so you guys can just DM me. I'll be checking those DMs frequently so we can connect and we can build a community. I'm going to be making a lot more content this year about things I'm learning on my trading journey, so feel free to follow along for that. Again, you can follow me on Instagram, or I'll be posting some videos on YouTube as well. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. I recorded this video with myself and interviewing one of my best friends, which also happens to be a day trader. His name is Jude. So we basically just talk about all the lessons that we learned in this year trading and our goals for next year. Let's get right into it. Ow. Alrighty, what's goody? What's happening, my friends and family? Today is Friday, December 27th, 2024, and we are back, year 2 of the annual trading recap. This is basically just a update of pretty much everything in terms of our journey in trading, kind of where we're at. We're going to be answering pretty much the same questions we did last year and just kind of see how we've changed and probably react to a couple of the clips that I picked out from last year's video. And basically the whole idea is just to see our progression and our journey as traders, how we've developed and how our psychology has changed and how our performance has changed because of our psychology. So kind of all those things. I'm JP. Yeah, let's get right into it. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Feeling good.
It was a good year?
It was a good year. This is our second recap. Number 2. Our first one was after our first year trading options.
Yeah.
This is now our second year. And yeah, there's been a lot of growth psychologically.
Bro, I say we get right into it. We can kind of talk about, maybe first we talk about what we've been trading most, and then we can address these questions.
Okay.
So, do you want to start? What have you been trading and kind of how that's going?
I've been trading SPY only options right out of the money, and my risk to reward has been pretty locked at 1 to 2, and that's it.
Simple, man.
Simple. One ticker.
Yeah.
One ticker.
Cool. Do you do same day?
Same day.
Every day?
Every day.
Okay, so high volatility. Pretty good. Do you have stats on your win rate?
Right now, my win rate is 1 out of 3, so 33%.
Okay.
So I'm at about break even because my risk reward is 1 to 2. It matches.
Yeah.
They match. My win rate and risk reward is the same, so I'm pretty much breaking even right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Okay, cool. I've been trading pretty much the top 3 tech tickers: Nvidia, AMD, and Tesla. Less Tesla after it gapped up freaking 100% over the last 2 months, just because the contracts have been super expensive. But I've been trading Nvidia mostly and AMD sometimes, and sometimes like Apple. But I trade stock options same week, and it's been going pretty good. I think my win rate is around 50%, and I'm also kind of sitting at break even, and we can kind of talk about why that is.
Yeah,
because it's been an interesting couple of months. But yeah, let's get right into it. So what do you attribute your success that you've had most? What do you attribute your success that you've had most to? That is so weird. What do you attribute your success to?
Think, what would you attribute most of your success to?
Yeah.
I would say restraint. Restraint is big. Things that I know I have restrained on is trading multiple tickers. I've stuck with one, and that's taken me almost this entire year to do consistently. So yeah, that's a huge obstacle I've so far successfully have committed to this year. So yeah, I would say restraint, how many trades you take a day, stuff like that.
When you said restraint, all I could think was restraining order. I don't know why.
Yes, a restraining
order on you.
Over trading or
on
over
yourself.
leveraging. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, So you used to trade like 7. You used to take like 7 trades on average per day, right?
At the beginning of this year, I was taking some days like 30 trades.
Oh my god. Okay, that's kind of crazy.
Like there's a number in my head, 28. I think is one where I counted. I was like, that is insane.
The amount of commissions.
Trades. Yeah, that's $28 in commissions. I was trading with a lot more money at the beginning of the year as well, but yeah, that was too much. That's another restraint is trading. I'm pretty capped at 3 trades a day right now. Yeah. Like, and I try to go to 1 or 2, and sometimes it's easier. Like if you have a win, I'll just take the win and stop.
Yeah.
But I do like taking a few shots. Like yesterday, I took a long right in the morning, but it dropped down, and it was right to this level that I thought about before the open market, and like, I wonder if it'll go down to this level and then go back up. And it did. I got stopped out, but I bought another con right there, and then it went straight back up, and yeah, I got filled pretty quickly.
Nice.
It also pointed to the fact that I should have just stuck to my original plan before market. It's like, let's see if it hits this level before I get in. Yeah.
That's good. It sounds like you really have started to realize like the value of picking quality trades instead of just trading anything that moves, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a huge step in trading. You become really picky when you actually understand what your edge is and what you're looking for. So that's pretty cool.
But then I had a huge break from trading from, let's say, May to November. May to October. Yeah, so a pretty big break.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I would say that was a pretty big transition in psychology as well.
What do you think changed in that time?
Things I can stay committed to, things I know I need to stay committed to, making things a little simpler. And I think, yeah, I would say that's one of the biggest lessons this year is doing less on purpose. That's what's helped the most.
Yeah.
Because I'm having similar results as to when I was trading. Like I still have great days. I still have bad days, but I'm doing a lot less. So it's like the underlying results are similar to when I was doing 20 trades or 10 trades versus 1 to 3 a day. Yeah.
Dang, that's super interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it's also I've been a lot less affected by red days.
I've noticed
understanding that that it's okay.
Yeah.
And overall, like, just zooming back into the big picture and seeing that there are things that are keeping me very safe, and one red day isn't going to take me down.
Yeah. I've noticed that you've handled your red days a lot better. Like, I feel like before you would text me like, I'm good. Yeah. But I just knew the next day was just going to be a horrible day. Like, I just knew you were going to.
And I do. That's the association I do. I think I do still associate with green days and red days, and I'll be a little scared the next day after having a red day. I'll be scared of having 2 red days, but there was that one. Let's see, a few weeks ago, it was straight red week.
Yeah, 5 days.
And even though I did lose more than I wanted to, but I still kept my account.
Yeah.
And that was huge progress.
That's huge.
From before, because I don't think I would have been able to.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been able to at the beginning of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. After the second day, you would have blown it.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, and everything this year has been separated by the first few months I was trading, and then between that big break, and then I started trading again in October. It's kind of there was a big line there and things have changed.
Yeah, before and after.
What was normal back then and what's normal now is completely different. And that's the progress I can point to, and it's this. Dude. This is good. This is if I continue this, it's only a matter of time before we're taking all the opportunities that the market gives us, and there's no limit to what we can make. And it feels, even though break even doesn't look like progress, but it's big progress to me.
It's huge progress.
Yeah, that's huge progress.
That's really dope. I'm glad that you can see your break in that way, because I think a lot of times breaks, at least for me, breaks have felt like defeat Like, oh, I have to step back because I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. I wasn't good enough, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you can see the light, be like, because that's the whole point of the progress of the journey of trading, right? Is that you have to be able to see every single season and every decision as a part of the process of growing. And I've taken like a lot of days off recently.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I get frustrated because it's that like dopamine addiction, right? And just like wanting to be on the charts, wanting to execute trades. But like you were saying, restraint and realizing that that's where you can find the most success, is where you can control yourself and say no to what you want, I guess, which because it becomes entangled with like you want to make money, right? And so you just want to be on the charts because you want to make money, right? Versus I don't want to be on the charts because I know that, you know, to become a successful trader, right, I have to learn to say no to certain things. Sometimes that is just stepping away from the charts, and I think most people can do that, right? But if we can get into the habit of doing that, then when we have a couple losing days, we can just step away. There's no need to come back the next day and go heavier, and come back the next day and go heavier until it like recovers or it blows the account. It's like, nah, it's okay to just step away for a couple of days. So that's really cool. I'm glad that you've been
really good at the breaks,
dude.
I've seen you take multiple weeks off, and not even after having like a bad day or a really good day, like you'll just do it because you can. Because that's a really good restraint. I've been trying to build that into my psychology as well, like learning to accept that I don't have to be there every single day. And like literally just, I think it comes with time, right? You realize that there's opportunities literally every single day, and just because I missed Tesla rallying, like it doesn't mean tomorrow Apple won't or Nvidia won't or whatever. It's like, just, you don't have to be there for everything. And I think stepping away from that and seeing, like you were saying, just zooming out, right? It's like going on the 180-day chart of your life, basically. And like seeing big picture, like, okay, if I don't trade this week, if I don't trade this month, there's still going to be opportunities waiting in the market whenever I come back. So really being able to accept that fact and practice it, and like feel the internal resistance, because of course inside I'm like, man, I kind of do want to trade. Like I feel like I want to work on my trading, my entries, my exits, seeing opportunities, but if I can work on this, then that'll help me, so that when something goes wrong in trading, I know that I have the capacity and the discipline and the self-respect to pull away. Because what Mark D says is you have to be able to operate in your own best interest, right? And sometimes that is operating in your own best interest, is stepping away. So I've been practicing that. What do you attribute most of the success that you've had to?
Okay, there we go. Comma before the two, but yeah. I think for me, it's been 2 things. I lied, 3 things. The first one is my trading tracker. That thing, building that thing out, and just seeing not only how much it's helped me, but how much it's helped so many people. I think there's been 23 people that have bought it.
Nice.
And just seeing like the feedback and just people like seeing their progress and posting screenshots of like the tracker and how they've progressed and how they've been journaling, and like all the ideas they've given me has encouraged me, because it's helped me realize that I don't have to just trade. I can do other things that also create opportunity for me when it comes to trading. Right. So I think it's been that the trading tracker, seeing how helpful it's been for me and for other people, and the new updates that I'm bringing in, all of that stuff. Like I just know it's going to continue to be a really good resource. So I think that has like taken the pressure off of succeeding in trading, like forcing trades to happen or forcing my success, but rather like it's just a part of the journey. And it's kind of like, how can I explain it? You know, it's like, you know those motorcycles that it's like the motorcycle and then it has like the little passenger motorcycle attached to it. Yeah, exactly. So it feels like the trading tracker is a sidecar and the motorcycle is like my trading.
I see.
So it's like they go kind of hand in hand. So that's been number 1. Number 2 has been the community. So I've been connecting with a lot more people, and since you started trading again, we've been like talking a lot about our psychology. I've been trading a lot more like with Jalen. Shout out Jalen if you're watching this. This guy named Mike, all from UET, and just like talking through the things that I'm learning. I think it helps because Mark D emphasizes in Trading in the Zone a lot about how many trading concepts are very paradoxical and abstract, and it's very hard to grasp intellectually, just based on what we know, just operating as normal humans. Like trading concepts are very abstract. And so working through them with other people, and sometimes I give them a perspective that helps them understand certain things. Sometimes they give me a perspective that helps me understand certain things. That's been really, really helpful for kind of opening my eyes and being able to visualize and conceptualize and like internalize. That was a lot of I's, but all of those different concepts, and grasp them and know that I'm not going crazy. Because when you see the psychology behind trading, it just feels so like, I don't know. I don't even know if there's a word for it, but it just feels like so weird. Like Like if I was not a trader and I heard someone talk about trading the way that I do or that we do, I'd be like, what are we what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a foreign concept. There we go. Very foreign concepts.
That makes it pretty. This is a great thing about just knowing you, is that if I was talking about trading in any other circle in my entire life, they would look at, like, it would be, I would spend more time answering their questions about, like, what things are, and I wouldn't even have time to explain, like, what is actually going on.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
And how it isn't related to the stock market at all, really.
Yeah.
To, like, be successful at. And then most people in other circles also don't take you as seriously because you're not, like, balling and have all this money yet, even though you understand the concepts and understand what it takes to ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like, you're right. It's like a purgatory between, like, what your dream is and where you're at. And you're kind of in the middle because your mind can see it and we can see it. Yeah. But it's also nice to have a community and to have you to where, like, I can talk about anything in this space and you know exactly, like, what it is and how it feels and all that.
Oh, dude, yeah. So Mark D talks about how our beliefs shape our perspective. And so we've both acquired a set of beliefs that have helped us understand the complexity and the basically weirdness of trading. So sometimes you present something to me and it's just like, maybe I don't grasp it immediately, but I can have a mental framework open to be able to understand those things, versus like if you were to go tell someone else that, they have no way of possibly processing that information. Right? Like it'll just be so far out of their So I think that that's been really helpful because we can present these kinds of ideas that are tied to the core beliefs of trading and all of the fundamentals of trading that can help us, like, build upon there and kind of explore these different areas and these different solutions to problems and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm really grateful for you and for all the things that we've been able to kind of talk about. Like, it's like such a philosophical thing as well. Like there's so much overlap between life and trading. It's kind of bizarre, but yeah. So it's been the trading tracker, it's been the community, and then I think Mark D. Again, I started reading Trading in the Zone a couple weeks ago and taking in deep notes and being able to revisit those things with a new filter. So I actually initially read that book. We read that book last year, right? Like end of last year. So around this time. It was like October-ish, I think. Because I remember I finished in January when I went to Mexico. So
and I finished it before you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So it was like right around there. Like right now.
Yeah, pretty much right now. So picking it back up and being able to see, I think it really encouraged me to see that I've grown in a lot of understanding of those things. Even different conversations with traders that I've had or other videos that I've seen online, being able to see my own growth and recognize that there are certain things that I can grasp deeper. And as I take the notes, like, I actually understand what I'm reading versus the first time that we were exposed to it. It was like what? It's like so foreign again, such a hard thing to understand. But now it's like, okay, we've kind of been able to get a grip on them and really naturalize them and understand them and conceptualize them in a way that is actually applicable. Versus the first go around, I think that we were very, like, starstruck, like, man, this is like so much cool information, but it was like, what does that mean on a day-to-day basis? So now it's like we're actually applying these things and, like, for example, an objective perspective or positive winning attitude, like, or like the different rules that he presents, we actually apply those and are figuring out ways to make sure that they're actually getting done in our lives. Yeah, I think that that's what I attribute most of my success to, because I technically financially haven't had the most success, but I know internally I'm building the framework that's going to produce it. Like you were saying, right? It's that middle ground between...
That's so hard to talk to people.
Oh my god!
It's like, they're like, but you don't have more money. So they're just like, you haven't learned or improved at all. And you're like, ouch, but there are real things that you can point to and be like, yes, like things have changed. Like the mental structure that Mark Douglas talks about. Mental structures inside your head that you don't really have to build in many other occupancies. Professions or
trades.
I don't know how you say occupations.
There it is.
In other occupations, there's not a lot where you don't depend on the external structures, but this one you have to build your own in the world of freedom. So it's like, tough and not easy to find in the world, like for examples. So Mark D, you said Mark D, the community and
tracker.
And the tracker. Nice, dude.
Yeah, it's been good. Those 3 things have been keeping me afloat in this season, especially the last couple of months that I've had like some rough red months, right? It's like being able to, again, it's like they help you keep afloat, you know? So it's not just all contingent on, am I trading well or not?
Yeah.
Right? It's like I'm trading well, and also I have a good community, and also I have my trading tracker that's like showing my progress, and also I'm learning from Mark D.
Yeah.
Right? It's like all the...
Mark D has kept me afloat too. And I've been listening to those videos like I was last night while I was closing. Like I pretty much almost every chance I can, even in the car, I'll listen to Mark D. And I started, like this last time I started trading, I started again and listening to him just so I could burn what he says into my brain.
Yeah,
basically.
Dude. Yeah.
Just so like it's all I think when I like see what's happening or when I'm going through certain emotions. It's like all I think about like is what he says and how to apply it to that moment.
Yeah, your brain kind of defaults to that.
So every time I've been listening, like there are things that I remember and it is working. There are things that are like basically burned into my skull that it's just getting harder to forget and easier to apply to.
Yeah, definitely. He talks about in the book mental structures and energy of beliefs. And so it sounds like what you're doing is just channeling as much energy as you can to the positive winning attitude beliefs and like a profitable trader mindset and like shifting away from obviously unprofitable, immature, like all of those
natural wiring.
Yeah, which is like a whole nother subject. Anyway, okay, cool. So yeah, that's that. Biggest winner on the year?
Biggest winner is, I think at the beginning, sorry, I'm closing a position in a paper trade. Biggest winner, I think, was at the beginning of the year trading earnings. I think it was $646. You were there. You were there when I sold Apple earnings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In the morning.
An earnings call. I remember that. 600 and what?
$646.
Pretty good. Okay, my biggest winner was a $126 trade on AMD. August 20th, a 37.7% winner. What was that spot? What was spot at? 560. Dang, that was in August. 560 in August. So that was my biggest winning trade. Not bad. Biggest losing trade?
I don't know. Is that the beginning of the year? Probably 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Jeez.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Do you feel like you've become desensitized to money?
A little bit, but I'm still pretty attached, and I've noticed. Like, even with this small account, I get attached to the results easily. And I've been able to, like, notice it and, like, be like, okay, like, it's fine. It's okay. So there is, like, a new sense of, like, what I'm feeling. And in those moments, and to understand that, like, I've traded with a lot more money, and even though I'm, like, dealing with less, like, it's still, you can still be very attached.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like sometimes it does, but I've had to like take a look, like step back further and see it's like there's nothing to worry about. And that's like, just trying to shut your fears up.
Yeah, I think I've become a lot more desensitized lately. Like I'll take like $100 loss, $200 loss, and I think it's because I've learned to think long term. So I'm not really worried about in the moment what's happening. Like I've been able to kind of shift that, where obviously I'm paying attention to the trade, but long term, like 10 years from now, am I going to worry about this trade? It's like, well, no, but I am going to remember the fact that I was disciplined in it, so even if I do lose, I'm not really worried about the number, I guess, which I think is good, right? It's like, I'm worried about percents, I'm worrying about structure, and I'm worrying about being disciplined. Right. And so if I lose $100, if I lose $10, if I lose $150, $1,000, I think to me at this point it's just like it's almost bad, like it's unhealthy, but you have to be that way, right? Like you have to be desensitized so that you can actually focus on not the money.
Yeah, you have to be disconnected,
completely, like disconnected from it. So
and that is a huge point of progress. It's like feeling less about losing money. That's like definitely something I can point to. Like even though I do still feel attached, it is easier now than ever before to like lose money, to like lose a trade, and it's like that's fine. It's good. There's much more instances where I'll just have a red trade, and it's like it was fine. Like I'll look for the next one or wait for tomorrow, and it's fine. Like that's okay because it is. You have to like shift into a larger mindset. It's just like today is not. You're not gonna like succeed overnight, you know.
So today isn't gonna make or break your future.
Yeah, exactly. And even if it is like a huge trade, like it's so much work even after that, because you have to keep that money first of all, and you have to handle your psychology, and that's the hard part.
Yeah, that's the real hard part. Yeah,
trading's so easy, but it's handling yourself, and that's why the statistic is low. Yeah, and it makes sense.
It really is.
It's not easy to work on yourself like that.
Like, you sound so out of touch when you say something like that, you know, like so entitled or like privileged or whatever. Yeah. But you have to think about it that way. You have to learn to let go of money, because if you don't, the thing you fear the most will happen to you. Yeah. That's it. That's the reality of trading. So I think I've become so desensitized to money. Like, I'd light $1,000 on fire, like, and just like, I just don't care anymore, you know, because it's like I know I can make that money. Like, the way that I'm building my framework is like that money will come. It'll flow like a river. It'll flow. Yeah. So, yeah, it sounds so bad. It sounds terrible, but
no, it does, dude. It is. That's a part of the psychology, though, is like growing up thinking that it's bad to rack money in and to like not be so attached to it. Because if you are poor, you like the majority of poor people, in my experience, are really attached to immediate outcomes, and rich people are not. Yeah, and that's the difference. Yeah. That's the difference. And like, there's other books that are about, you know, being rich and having a rich mindset, and it is like you have to kill the parts of yourself that you grew up with that are telling you like, no, this is bad, or like this is gonna be bad. When in reality, it's like it's not bad if anyone has any more money. Like, it's all based on what you do with the money, and it's all you and how you perceive it and how you define it. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of parts of yourself that, like, growing up middle class or lower class, like, you grow up hearing things about money, and, you know, shapes your beliefs, and that shapes how you trade. And that's what we're both working on, is like getting rid of those things, finding the new things, and then practicing the new things over and over until it just becomes what is
who we are,
what's we're like intertwined with our personalities, basically.
It's like shedding. It's like a snake that sheds the skin.
Exactly. Shedding skin. And on the outside, you know, trading doesn't look like progress if you're not making money, but that's like where the juice is. Is like shedding old habits, gaining new ones, and then practicing those new ones, mastering those new ones. And then
I think one of the big ones that I had to get rid of, and I thank God that I was able to get rid of this mindset quickly, but it's like time invested equals time, or equals money output, right? It's like the variables that you input and the variables that come out. Yeah. It's like so black and white. 1 and 1, 2 and 2. Like, this plus this equals this. And in trading, it's like 1 hour of trading, negative $200. 5 minutes of trading, $3,000. And it's like, what the hell is this? Yeah. So learning to open your mindset to that helped me a lot. So I no longer put value on time, right? I just put value on the time that I'm doing intentional things and the way that I'm managing myself during that time, right? That's how I deduct my success, whether I've had a successful day or not. It's like, okay, am I being a good trader? Am I being disciplined? Did I get good sleep? Am I being rudimentary with my rules and my non-negotiables, and actually being very, like Mark T talks about, being aware in the moment, like super aware and like self-aware, aware of your environment, aware of the market. Being like, there's so much focus. Yeah, there you go. There's so much focus that needs to be involved in trading, and being very present, and like there's so many things that there's like a lot of pressure on the moment during trading that I didn't realize until like these breaks have helped me like take it back, and it's like, man, no wonder I feel so free and like relaxed, and like I'm not like, you know, like I don't feel like there's this boulder on my shoulders, because every day I wake up at 5, right? I started getting up at 5. That's one of the habits that I changed, and it gives me time to do my morning journaling and devotional and reflection and all that stuff, and also prepare for the market. And so I need that time now. I need that time so I can really prepare myself mentally to be there, and even recognize when I'm not really there and size down, or just journal, or just watch. I'm able to operate in my own best interest versus when I was waking up at 7:15. You know, I go to my computer and just like, oh, I'm looking for this, and the market opens, buy, sell, and then it's like, what am I doing? It's like a slot machine. You know, I'm just gambling, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So now it's like there's a structure in my life that helps me to be able to be in that mindset. I'm ready to think through everything and be calculated, because that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Gotta be focused.
Like I feel like it's like an onion. Trading is like an onion. You know, you see the outer layer and it like looks so good. The more you cut into it, the more it makes you cry.
Yeah.
Also, you realize the depth and the amount of layers there are to it. Like, I feel like we've been really uncovering some thick layers lately.
The layers create a path.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
That's the beautiful part.
Yeah.
And there is only one center.
Yeah.
And like we're getting to the center of it.
Yeah. And I think at the same time, it's not even about what's in the end. It's about the journey to get there. Yeah. And the things you get to enjoy. You enjoy the whole onion when you're cutting it. So I think that's where we're at. It's like we're learning to enjoy the onion. And I'm enjoying who I'm becoming as a person in everything in my life because of trading, because of how I've had to shape and become a whole new individual. You have to. But yeah, trading is like an onion, man. It's like, it's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard that comparison.
I like that analogy. It's like getting through the onion. I was like imagining like the middle of the onion being like, I guess, consistency.
Yeah.
But it's like each layer does get thicker and like harder. And there are times where you're like, dude, is this it? You know?
Yeah.
That's peeling back the onion.
Yeah.
Is like basically taking your fears out of the money, taking your attachments out of the money.
I like that.
Like the middle of the onion is being completely fearless in the market.
Yeah.
And that's...
Yeah, you've arrived at...
That comes with some underlying...
some underlying psychological friggin' implications. There it is. Journaling. You started journaling a lot more, yeah?
Yeah, well, I haven't been writing a lot, but your tracker, that's helped a lot too. It's like, it's so nice to see what my stats are and to like see what I could improve on and to see, you know, like my average win or average loss. Like it's really nice to have something that's like there no matter what, and it can tell me the truth about like what I'm doing, basically, in a very like easy way to interpret like the data. You know, it shows where you lose and shows where you win. And that's helped. Like, you know, maybe I should stay away from this. Maybe I should do more of this. And yeah,
it's good. Yeah, it's really interesting. I've been looking at my old trades even from like this year, like July I think is when I started putting it into my tracker, my new tracker, and just looking at the setups that I was taking. And back then I was like, man, that was such a good trade. And now I look back and I'm like, well, why the hell did I trade this? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you really do see your progress as a trader. I think that, and the videos that I've been making, where I look back and I see how I was managing my emotions and just like how immature I was, and like I still am, right? But compared to then, it's like I've changed so much, and it's cool. It's really nice to be able to see that. So I think that's the coolest part of journaling, is not only that you can learn from your mistakes, not only that you can improve and see where you can do better, but it's like the evidence is there, right? And when you feel defeated, when you've been going through a losing streak, whatever, when it's hard, it's like you can at least be proud of the work that you're putting in and know that that's part of the journey as well, right? So being able to visualize it, because again, it's abstract stuff, right? So putting it into a place where you can actually see it, right? And it tells you like clearly, like this is the facts, right? Like being able to see it like that has helped me a lot.
It is a nice like mark of progress, because there was all the journaling I did at the beginning of the year, like on paper. And just looking at that and then looking at the tracker now on the computer is like, that's a huge difference. Like that's the results that like, this is what I can point to and be like, yeah, I've progressed. Like I did that, and that took hard work, took time, more time than I wanted to, but like I'm proud of it, you know, and it only goes in one direction, you know, like it's only going to get easier because it already has gotten easier. So it's pretty, I would bet on that expectation of it like getting easier, and you know, if it just gets easier, then it's only a matter of time. Yeah, exactly. And that's what keeps me going. Yeah. Because it would be so easy to give up. It'd be easy to give up, and that's an indication to me, is like, no, the hard road is what gets you the apple from the tree, man. Yeah, dude.
Literally, like you have to do the hard work.
Yeah.
You have to do what the 95% aren't willing to.
Yes.
That's how you get the 5% results.
Yes, and I think we're pretty far on that. Like everyone I've talked to, people that aren't really traders but have like traded options before, it's like they tried it for a month or something, and it's like they gave up because they lost money, and it's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I get it, dude. Like, dude, if you're not making money, I understand, but yeah, I want to see this through.
Yeah,
I want to see this through, and that's like, I think I'd say we're already in like the top 10. Bracket or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's still room to go,
Mm-hmm. But we can actually see it, I think.
Yeah.
We can see it.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it. We can actually see it now. Where our mistakes are, what we need to improve on, what areas are our weak points, what areas are our strong points. Like the picture is starting to be painted clearly.
Yes.
For us.
Yeah, it is much clearer than it even was last year, doing this recap.
Yeah.
When I said one thing you shouldn't do is full port. Okay.
What'd you learn about that? Don't full port.
I think the concept of like not striving, just arriving, that Justin talks about, Justin W, has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's not even like the money at this point is going to be like an addition to it. But I think the success of knowing that I conquered this mountain and that I have to keep holding myself up there and surviving up there, because it's literally like climbing Everest, but then trying to live at the top as well.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah.
So having that understanding that I know I'm on my way to that place to where I will arrive, and I kind of already am doing the things, but once I start seeing those results of like actually doing all of the things that I should be doing, keeping myself there and knowing that I'm keeping myself there, that's where my success is going to be. That's where that's what I'm going to define as success is. I'm able to maintain myself here and survive and then thrive in this area. The person that I've become getting this far, and I feel like I'm halfway up the mountain maybe. I could be at the bottom still. I don't know. I guess we'll see, right? But
yeah.
And like how much work it is to maintain this. It's like it'd be so much easier to full port or revenge trade or stop journaling or stop waking up so early. All of those habits are so much easier to not do.
That's true.
So I'm already keeping that level, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can only go up and then hold yourself there, up and hold yourself there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited for, and I know that I can't it's like me trying to climb Mount Everest without any training. You're gonna die probably.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what happens to most people.
Yeah.
So they try to run up the mountain. It's like, dude, you're gonna die, and they die on the way.
Yeah.
But someone that has the understanding that it's gonna take a lot of effort and energy, and then the conditions when you're there, like all of the process to build your way up, if you can accept and have the respect that it deserves for it, then it takes the pressure off of trying to have that money hungry greed of I need to succeed now, I need this money now, I need to do it now. It's like today, tomorrow, like I'm gonna do this full port, right? It's like no, I respect it because I understand now, right? So I'm gonna take it slow and enjoy that now. Right now, everything I'm doing right now is feeding into that success at a later time.
Yeah,
and that's such a hard thing to do every day, like a tightrope. It's like two cliffs, two mountains, and you're like walking on this tightrope, and it would be so easy to fall into overconfidence, fall into greed, fall into fear, fall into overtrading, fall into revenge trading, it's like you just have to keep walking that line of consistency. Like anything tilting from that. Like that's why you have to maintain yourself so focused, like Mark D talks about.
Wow. Yeah.
That's your edge right there.
Focus.
That's your objective trading mindset.
Dude.
It's walking that line, dude. Rope. Yeah. There's so many pitfalls, and there's things that look like another rope or a lat, like some sort of support where you can stand, but they're gonna fall through, and you have to be able to diagnose them as you're walking. Let's talk about some goals.
Okay.
Goals for this year. Here, I'll start this window because it's like hitting you right in the face. I guess that didn't really help, but
I would say one goal for me is get more sleep so that I can be more focused in the morning.
That's good.
Yeah. And that's hard. That's hard, but I can do it. That's one area of progress that I think would help. One thing outside of trading that would help my trading.
Okay. It's good.
What about you?
I think same. Sometimes I stay up longer than I have to, right? Like there's things that I do have to stay up for, but there's times where I just stay up because I want to read or I want to do something else. But there's no real need for that, and if I want to take trading seriously, you have to sacrifice things. especially in this season where I feel like trading is really going to be my focus. Like I want this to be my full-time profession, and maybe it's not going to be the thing that I focus on all day, but it is going to be where I invest a good chunk of my energy, because I think I've realized that I only have so much energy in life. I only have so much time in a day. So I want to dedicate a good amount of time to it. And I hate doing it when I'm tired, because I can't think clearly. I feel frustrated. I feel all these unnecessary emotions, versus when I'm feeling rested and calculated. Even if I do feel upset or whatever, I'm able to diagnose it, and I have a lot more control over myself. So I think sleep is priority, and health, right? So I want to go back to the gym. I want to do some mobility training. That's one of my big goals. Maybe pick up like some sort of like physical activity like boxing or snowboarding or something. I don't know where summer's coming up in a couple months, but something else to keep me also disciplined in my life. And then like meal planning, I want to do some serious work there. Like we already kind of have like a meal schedule, but doing like a 4-month plan, right? So every month I can just repeat it. I know exactly what I'm going to eat. I have all of my nutrients, I have all the things, so that I'm actually taking care of myself, and I have all of that automated. So when I focus on trading, because you can only make so many decisions in your life, right? You know about decision fatigue. So like after so many decisions, you're like, after every decision you make every day, your decision quality starts to decrease. Your capacity to make important creative decisions decreases. So you only have a set amount. I think it's like 3 big heavy decisions per day that are like quality, like of the best, right? And then after that, it's like you start to diminish. So I think that's why 3 trades a day is really good. But having the ability, even like planning out my outfits the night before, the day before, the week before, like for the week, whatever, some sort of automated system, so that I don't have to worry about these other things. It's like I can come to trading and I'm focused and I'm here, and everything else is already handled, kind of thing. Probably refine my edge clearly. Like really have an understanding, get a better understanding of why my edge works in certain times better than others, and understand, like get a clearer picture of what are the underlying factors that actually influence the edge working, kind of how we have been watching like price action and how liquidity works and all of those things. Have a basic understanding of the functionality that they provide within markets, but I don't think I could explain that to someone in a way that they can understand it. So that's where I want to work on is I could explain this to someone that is barely starting their trading journey, and I can help them really understand this is why markets move, this is what liquidity is, this is why levels work. So those are my 2 big goals. It's like structure out my life better, and what was it? What did I just say, bro? Why am I blanking? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Structure out my life better and figure out my edge. There we go.
I would like to trade less. I want to trade less, take less trades, and more quality, less quantity. Quality setups, and then just work on being detached from the outcome. Like I've practiced putting on trades and just like shutting it down, because it'll sell automatically for me, and just like really trying to just accept. And it's hard. Like I've had a hard time doing it, to where like I want to check it so bad. And it's like I have to tell myself like, no, just leave it, let it go. Like it's either gonna happen or it's not. Like let go of the control, let go of like wanting to know so bad, and wanting to like be so sure of, or just watch it, you know. And that's like that's, I want to do less, or just be less attached. Practice that more. Practice just like disregarding it completely.
I want to release the new tracker, the 2.0. I want to do like a public release as well for like anyone. If you're watching this video and it's out, check the link in the description. Go buy that sucker. But do that and just build a better community. I think one of the cool things is like even doing meetups, like with other traders from other places, or even in Colorado, that we can just connect with more people. That's one of the reasons why I want to keep posting these videos and like run ads and like stuff like that. Maybe host a meetup for young traders like us that are learning the psychology, and just do some sort of community get together. I feel like that'd be really dope, because I haven't seen anyone do that in Colorado. Like maybe I'm just unaware, but I think that'd be cool, especially for people that are younger, that are like our age. So something like that. Again, just make my life revolve around it a little bit more, and like put more factors into it that take the pressure off of just doing it alone and like being the only guy, and you're breaking through all the walls and you're doing all the things. It's like that just puts so much pressure. So I've noticed the less pressure you put on trading, the easier it's going to be. Message to a future you.
Well, I remember my last message to me, which was keep going.
Keep going and listen to yourself. Listen to yourself and love yourself.
I'm so glad that I have. It comes with time, and even though like the light is really hard to see, like it's straight up like nothing beats just like time. time, and then just keeping on.
Yeah.
And that's usually most successful people, rich people. That's what they say is like, if you're looking for something overnight, like you're not gonna find it. It's gonna take time to build something great.
Yeah.
And it's gonna like take a lot of time of having like 0 results, and only a few people that can handle no results over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Are the people who make it to where like then it looks like it happened overnight,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it happens over some time, and then it just like there is like a passing point where it's just like it's how you are now.
Yeah.
Because you've been training for years.
Yeah. It's just like that's everyone's story that's been successful in trading.
Yeah.
It's like I failed for 5 years, and on the 6th year I made 10 times as much as I had lost in all of those years in a month or something. You know, it's like, because it finally, like the results finally happened.
Yeah.
And that only came because I kept going.
Yeah.
The hard part is that having that mindset it makes it easy to let go of actually trying. Because it's like, oh, I'll get it eventually. But I think the way you get there faster is by acknowledging that it's going to take so much hard work and doing it right now. Identifying the hard work and actually getting it done now will get you there a lot quicker. I think that's what I've been able to do, is instead of kind of backing in, what do you call it, like in boxing, like on the ropes, right? Like instead of being on the ropes, like on defense, like I'm kind of leaning on it and like resting on like, oh, I'll get it eventually, I'll be okay eventually. Like it's just gonna take time, right? It's like you can disregard a lot of your responsibility on that fact, or you can be like, yeah, it's gonna take time, but I can probably shorten that time if I'm actually doing the work. I know what the work that I have to do, so it's actually doing it, figuring out some sort of way to come up with a solution to actually get it done.
Yeah,
I feel like I've been doing a lot of intense hard work because I've been reading Mark D, I've been doing the journaling, I've been doing all of the self-reflection, I've been learning about markets, learning about myself, and that's like really hard, intense work.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna be, the product will come a lot quicker because I know, like, you build that confidence.
Yeah.
Because you can start seeing it, like I was saying, the picture starts becoming clear. Yeah, I think I've seen that in your life too, is you really want to do that work and see the things and then identify them and then fix them.
Yeah.
So I think that we're probably gonna get there. Like I think it'll just happen. Like I think I'm already at a place where I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even like, maybe I'm still hoping. Like I just know because of the work. No one can deny the work.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll happen. It will.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident too.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get like scared for the future and like messing up in the future, but then I look at like what seems normal now, and it's just it refills my confidence when I see like there are things that like I just don't do that I did in the past,
dude,
that like seem normal and right now just seem bizarre and crazy. Like, why would you ever do that? So I'm very confident that like eventually like it'll just be normal, and it won't like seem like anything, you know, like it won't seem like you're just gonna be like, I'm still me, and now it like all of a sudden we're making lots of money, but it like comes over time of just like creating a new normal for yourself. Yeah.
JP, look at me, all right?
All right, I'm looking at you, game.
I like keep going. That's a good one.
Nice.
Keep going, even if you have the worst year of your life trading.
Real?
Yeah. Which I don't think you will, but if you do, if you're looking at me right now and you have the worst year trading, keep going, bro. Check yourself, your emotions. Take a deep breath, go on a walk. Understand that you deserve it. If you're successful right now and you're making thousands of dollars, you deserve that.
All right, last words to yourself. Real quick, we have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Camera.
Build upon the steps. Build upon the steps that have been laid. I don't know what else. I think keep going. I could say keep going, but it feels like no matter what, I'm gonna be trading in a year. So I would say stay humble. I would say still love yourself. Learn how to accept your mistakes. Accept yourself. Know that you're still gonna have red days. Yeah. Go detach from your money. Detach from the money. I don't know. I would rather talk to my past self, but talking to your future self is
kind of weird because you have no idea who you're going to be.
Yeah. Like, who am I going to be? You're probably going to think that me right now is someone you had to shed off again where you are right now. And that is exciting. I'm excited to become whoever will be watching this now. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's great. Yeah, that's great.
I like that. Do the hard work. I think that's it for me. That's the results you're looking for are found in the work you don't want to do. And I think that's a lesson that's rung true for me this entire year and last year. And I think this next year, 2025, that's going to be the big lesson for me. Keep doing the hard work that no one else wants to do. Keep putting in the time. right? And not just wasting time, not just like frolicking time, like intense, intentional, hard work time. Oh my gosh, the timing.
Damn.
Wow.
You should end it like a Michael Bay movie.